everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for you. This week, I went to the movies to see Strange Darling, which I had not heard anything about until a few weeks ago when I went to the movie theater and I saw a poster for it, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I saw the trailer for it. And it opened last week, but I wanted to see Blink twice more, so I went with that. And this week, there was nothing big opening, so I said, well, I'll just see it this week. And I made the right call because I did like Blink twice better. The basic plot, it's a one-night stand gone horribly awry, and it turns into a cat and mouse game as a man and woman hunt each other, and it's just you can't really discuss the plot because it will spoil things. The problem is that the whole marketing, like all the quotes on the poster and everything and in the trailer were like, go in blind, don't know anything about the movie before you sit down to watch it, which basically to me is like there's a big reveal or a big twist or something, so you need to go in blind so it's not spoiled for you. So I don't want to spoil it, even though knowing that there's a big twist right from the opening scene, you're like, okay, what we're seeing is not what we're seeing, and it's something else, and it's very obvious what it is. So, unfortunately, it's also told out of order. So it's 6 chapters, and you go like, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, what, I don't know. But you start in the middle. So you start right in the middle of the chase and the hunt, and then you flash back to how it started, and then you flash forward to later, and then you flash back for the big reveal, and then you flash for the ending. And, like, knowing that something's coming, you're like, okay, and you're like, I see exactly what you're doing, and I'm not going, you're not surprised when it is revealed. But there are still some like small little surprises. Like there were moments where I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen." Like it's still interesting and stuff happens that's exciting, but it just doesn't hold the same power when the main premise is like very obvious from the start. It wasn't bad. It was good. The performances are good. Will Fitzgerald is terrific. And Kyle Gallner is really good. They're really good together. Everybody's pretty good, except for one character who I won't name because I don't actually know the character name. But there's one performer in this film who appears to be someone's relative or a contest winner or something because they're so awkwardly bad that it's almost funny. But yeah, it's good. It's just, it's trying too hard. Like it starts out with this film was made entirely with 35mm film, and it's like, okay, bravo. Do you want a medal? I know everyone shoots digitally, and it was very nice as a film fan to see some grain, even though it's projected digitally, not on film. Still, it looked nice. It was very well shot, and it looks like a nice film, and it's like, texture, But that, and then the out-of-order storytelling, and you're like, okay, you don't have to try so hard. Because the dialogue is really good, and the performances are strong, and it's like, let the movie stand on its own. You don't need all the tricks and stuff. But, whatever. It's fine. If you see it, you won't be disappointed, probably. I wasn't. But you could wait for streaming. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to complain about is that for a good chunk of the movie, she is in her bra and panties, but Kyle Gallner never takes off more than his shirt. Well, at one point, he has barefoot, but that's it. The pants stay on the whole movie, and I thought, that's how you know this is directed by a man. Just saying. So that was a little disappointing for me personally. Just saying. And then as for games, I do continue to play Disney Dreamlight Valley, but like I said last week, I am easing back from the Star Path duties because I'm not gonna like spend hours and hours rushing through them, because I have there's still a month to go, and I'm already on I've already gotten 4 of the 6 reward pages filled. I've gotten 4/6 of the rewards done. So I'm well on my way. I have a whole month to do 2 more pages. It's okay, fine. So I can take my time. So I've been easing back. I did buy a Peter Pan outfit because it was on sale. They were selling it, and I'm I have to stop spending my moonstones on stuff. I know I still have 17,000 moonstones, but still, I don't want to keep blowing it on house skins and new costumes. But I couldn't resist a Peter Pan outfit. But this freed me up. I did not play No Man's Sky or anything, and I know that I should be playing the Zelda game that I borrowed from my friend, but for whatever reason, I don't want to. I wanted to play something else. I don't know why. This is just my twisted brain. But there's Gamescom happened, and Nintendo had a direct, and so there were a bunch of announcements and things. The direct was kind of I am excited that there's a whole free DLC for Sea of Stars with a whole little mission you can go on. That's exciting, but it doesn't come out till next year, so whatever. There were nothing at Gamescom that I really noticed, but I was struck by the fact that Microsoft is releasing new Xboxes because they don't know how to confuse people more. Because Nintendo is here is the Nintendo Switch. They later made one with a better screen, but their variations are do you want a blue one or a pink one or a Zelda one or a Pokemon one? That's it. It's the same system. And then Sony is here's the PlayStation 5. You can get it with a disc drive or without. It's a little cheaper without. There you go. Same console. And they are working on a PS Pro that I keep hearing all this buzz about, but that's the same thing, just a little nicer, I guess. I don't know. But then Microsoft was okay, we're going to do the Xbox Series X with, super powerful, big giant brick. It's really ugly. It's expensive. But if you don't want to spend all that money, you can buy the cheaper Series S, which is, all digital, but it's also less powerful. So it's much cheaper. But then they also make their developers all create games that work on both systems. They have to work on both systems. It's a requirement, which apparently I'm seeing articles recently that developers are complaining that it's a pain in the ass, which, surprise. So now they're making Series X digital without the disk drive. So you get the super powerful, but without the disk drive. So it's slightly cheaper. And then they're making the digital one, the S, there's going to be another one with a bigger hard drive, which they already had, but now it's white instead of black. I don't know. But I just feel Xbox is they're just trying too hard. It's it's too much. But it reminded me that I have, if you recall in recent episodes, I have talked about how I would like to get an Xbox because I would like to play Starfield. And then also, it would let me play Rock Band again. I could dust off my instruments in the closet, and I could play Rock Band again, because my Xbox One died. It bricked on me. So I was I'm not going to get that fixed or replace it. I'll just get the next one. But, and I was looking, and I'm well, Microsoft went through all this effort to, buy Bethesda and Activision and stuff so they can have exclusives, And that's the only way you can play Starfield is on an Xbox. So it's not coming to PlayStation, or is it? I don't know, because one of the announcements was that the Indiana Jones game, which is Bethesda, is now going to come to PlayStation. 6 months after it releases on Xbox, but still, you just wait 6 months and it comes to PlayStation. And I'm okay, so then are you going to do that with Starfield or not? Is Starfield your exclusive, and then Indiana Jones, because it's a popular kind of pop culture thing, you're going to put that on the PlayStation as well? What about the next Elder Scrolls game, which probably won't even come out for this generation of console anyway. But it's what's going on, And so while there's a part of me that wants to spend the money on an Xbox so I can play Starfield, the other part of me is I feel a day after I do that, they're going to announce Starfield is coming to the PS5. But I'm just like, ugh. I don't know what to do. But I don't have the money right now to throw away on an Xbox, and I don't have hundreds of dollars right now to throw away on an Xbox and Starfield, because Starfield is also not on sale or anything, even though it's like a year old. It's still $70, and I'm just like, no. So I'm like, I think we'll just wait. Maybe it'll come to PS5, and then I can just play it, which would be great. But it reminded me that, I have tons of games on my PlayStation library that, from PlayStation Plus and stuff that I could play. And some of them are like, like Days Gone. I could play that. It's a zombie game. It'll probably get really frustrating and I'll get really annoyed. So I won't play it for long. Because I also obviously would like to play Starfield, but I would also like to play Star Wars Outlaws. Because that just came out and it looks great and the reviews have been good. But being a Ubisoft open world game, I kind of want to give it a few weeks just so they can patch out some of the bigger bugs so that I can have a better play experience. Because there were people who apparently they paid $100 or more to get early access, so they started playing it a few days before it technically released. Except that they decided, we have a new version of the game, we have to update the game, and there was a new version, and you had to play that version, and if you continued playing the old version of the game, you would eventually hit a game-breaking bug and get stuck in space or something. And it's you couldn't transfer your save over. You had to literally start over with the new version of the game. And a bunch of people played it for hours and hours and then had to start over again, which is super annoying. And you paid extra money for early access so that you could do bug testing, apparently. But yeah, that's going to be a wait for it. And if I can make myself wait long enough, maybe it'll go on sale and I can save $20. That would be great too. But I was thinking about I have these PlayStation games in my PlayStation Plus library, I could try one or two of those. And then I remembered, oh wait, you have Shenmue 3 that you never played. You bought this with money and never played it. Because the PlayStation Plus games, technically, yes, I've paid for them because of the subscription, but Shenmue 3 was I paid this money for this particular game. I literally bought the game. It wasn't part of the subscription or anything. And I even looked it up. I had bought the Shenmue 1 and 2 bundle back in January of 2020. And I actually bought, and I think I played Shenmue pretty soon after I bought that. Whatever I was playing when I finished it, I started playing Shenmue, just for the retro delightness of it all. But I feel it was a couple years before I played Shenmue 2. And now it's been another couple years before Shenmue 3. Because I looked up when I bought Shenmue 3, and I bought it when I bought Jedi Fallen Order back in June of 2022. Because Fallen Order was on sale for $9.50, and I finally was okay, fine. For $9.50, it's less than $10. I will try this game. And if I don't like it, at least it was only $10. But I loved it, as you know, from 2 years ago, if you were watching. I loved it. It was very enjoyable. I mean, I had a problem, but whatever. Every game does. But I had bought Shenmue 3 because it was on sale for $4. And I said, oh, the deluxe version of Shenmue 3 for $4. Go ahead. Thank you. And now I'm sitting here and I'm I paid $4 for it. I mean, it's only $4. But it's the principle of the thing. And I thought, let me play Shenmue 3 finally, 2 years after I bought it. It's kind of delightful. The graphics are all modern, and the environments are beautiful and lovely, and you're oh wow, look at the flowers and the mountains and the trees, and it all looks really nice. But it plays like the previous two games from the it plays like something from the 90s. It's just what is this? So it's kind of this great retro feeling game. It looks really nice, but it plays kind of janky, and the acting, the voice acting is still stiff and stilted and delightfully bad, and the characters, they're weird because some of them are fine, Rio and Shenhua, they're fine, but there's other characters who have those cartoony faces, but now the graphics are all super detailed and realistic looking, so you have these cartoony faces with realistic details, and it's a little off-putting sometimes. There's this old guy that's all wrinkles, and you're just ah! like he looks like a prune. It's insane. But it's very much of a piece. Like they could have. I mean, I suppose they could have made it like all like really well done. But I kind of enjoy that they made it still feel like part of the series. You know, like it was made then, but with prettier graphics. Though they also the menus are absurd. Like I went to buy something and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing in this menu. This menu is very confusing and there's too many pieces to it and I don't get it. But then the selling menu, when I went to sell stuff, I was like, this is even worse. I don't know what I'm halfway looking at here. They just overcomplicated that. But you have to buy and sell stuff because you now have a stamina meter, which is your health bar. But they're combined. It's the same thing. So just walking around and talking to people will deplete your health. That your health goes down. So if you have to fight somebody, you need to like eat food in order to build your health bar up to the max so that you can start the fight with a full health bar. And annoyingly, like the food that gives the most health is like black garlic or something, and so you're basically just like buying like you're picking herbs and selling them to the guy so that he'll give you money so that you can go and buy a bunch of garlic so that you can like shove garlic down your throat and then fight somebody. It's super frustrating and annoying. And it's like the stamina bar in Disney Dreamlight Valley. It doesn't really affect gameplay. Like it doesn't cause you're not like being strategic about how you do things so that you don't deplete your stamina too much or whatever. Like it's literally just your stamina bar goes down automatically and then you just have to eat food and then don't get into a fight before you eat food. It's stupid. So I kind of hate that. It's a very retro kind of thing, I suppose, but that I hate. Everything else I enjoy. I mean, the menus are a little complicated and whatever, but the stamina bar is a pain in my ass. And I've kind of hit a wall because there's this guy that I have to fight so that he'll tell me the information I need to continue the story, except he keeps kicking my ass and I have to keep going and training, and I keep training and my kung fu is not strong enough. And so I have to go train and it's getting a little repetitive, but I feel like I'm close. I just tried to fight him and I felt like I made a little more progress this time and I almost could have won. So I just need to train like a little bit more and then maybe I can finally get past him. So I'm going to shut up now because I feel like I've rambled on way too long. This is another long one and I do try to keep these short for you. So come back next time and I'll probably have played some more Shenmue 3 and I'll have seen another movie and talk about some other stuff too. Who knows? Bye!